Okay, so I was talking about the SDLC methodology. So it is nothing but a plan where you have to handle the phases of the project. There are multiple phases of the project that you need to handle. So I will talk about those phases later, guys. And this is a life cycle where you need to keep on working on the deliverables again and again. Please note, even your agile would also have SDLC. You have to follow a process even with agile also, guys. Clear so far? Okay. Now, today we are talking about one of the SDLC methodology called as agile. Okay. Under that, we are going to speak about one of the framework called as Scrum. Now, please let me explain you. What do you mean by a framework? Please understand, a framework is a set of procedures which will not change no matter which project you're working on and whatever it is. Okay. Like, for example, if you're saying that you work for Scrum, no matter how big or how small your project is, you have to follow the set of procedures in order to deliver it to your client. Such set of procedures.
Your voice is breaking, ma'am.
Sorry, guys, can't do
Yes,
anything
again,
about
your voice is breaking.
guys, I can't do anything because I'm connected to a data plan. That is what I'm saying, that the phone is right with me. So I'm not very sure what I can do about it. Yeah, it says connected to a data plan. So that is what is a concern. Okay, so yes, basically you will have to work on this framework. Fine. Now, this is a very important slide. All of you, please pay attention here. Okay, so guys, basically this slide speaks about the complete Scrum process, how the complete Scrum process works in a project. Okay, first and foremost, the first step of any Scrum related project is we talking to the product owner. Okay, so basically a product owner is that stakeholder who has all, guys, if you're not speaking to me, my request is please mute yourself, Subha. Please mute yourself because I can see some background noises. Yeah, so we'll first connect with a product owner. So basically this product owner is somebody who has 100% knowledge about your product. Now, this product owner can be from the client side or can also be from the IT company, from our company, but we need that somebody who has a complete knowledge on that product. Okay, so basically in this Scrum process, what do? We take the inputs. Okay, we take the inputs from the product owner. Now, product owner can take his information from anybody. That is not our concern. But we will take the requirements from the product owner. Okay, the Scrum team will have a meeting. The Scrum team will have a meeting where they will work on these requirements. Okay, what are the requirements? What are the epics? What are the bigger? So they will sit and break your whole project into smaller pieces. And once they break it into smaller pieces, they put it into one document, guys. And that document's name is called as a product backlog. So basically a product backlog is a document where all the features of the project will be sitting there. Okay, this product backlog is a very important document, guys. The reason being, this is where we will add new requirements, we can edit the requirements and so on and so forth, and we will also refine your requirements in the product backlog. Okay, so this product backlog is purely handled by the product owner. He is the owner of the product backlog. He is the one, he will look into the product backlog. So now, once the product backlog is set and everything, the Scrum team will again prioritize these requirements based on MVP and NOSCO, and they will divide these into sprints. So basically, what is a sprint? A sprint is nothing but a time-boxed event. It's a time-boxed event where you will be working on user stories. So the team will break down they will select certain user stories that must go into a sprint. Now, on what basis will they select the user stories? They will select on the velocity of the team, like what is the resources available to work on this project, how much of time can they spend, and all the other bases, they will select the sprints. So there would be a meeting to do that, and that is called as a sprint planning meeting. They will plan for the sprint. What is the duration of the sprint? How many hours can I spend? How many user stories can we pull? What important user stories are we looking at? Everything will be decided in this sprint planning meeting, guys. Okay, now what is the sprint backlog? The tasks that come under the sprint. If you look at my screen, see 1 AB, 2 ABs, 3 AB. So this is basically the tasks that you need to finish in the sprint. Those tasks are called is called as a sprint backlog. Okay, so now what do? We will start the sprint and we will keep working on the sprint. Guys, this yellow color, that circle, whatever you see is how the sprint will work. As the sprint has begun, in the first element, in the first part of the sprint, we will have a sprint planning meeting, and daily we will be having a daily stand-up meeting, okay, where we will update what we have done yesterday, what we will do today, and what we will do tomorrow. Okay, like that, we will keep on updating our sprint so that all the challenges and impediments are handled from the day one. Okay, guys. From there, then we'll have at the end of it, we will have a review meeting and a retrospective meeting. And once the review and retrospective are cleared and everything is good to go, then we will keep on delivering it to the client, guys. This is how the process of the Scrum works. Are we all clear, guys? If you have any questions, let me know. I can answer from this slide.
Ma'am, can you please once again explain after this sprint backlog, this sprint 2 weeks, this orange color figure?
This is basically what your sprint will run. Here you will start your sprint, you will have daily stand-up, then you will start on working on your user stories, and then you will submit it to review and retrospective and close the sprint. Again, you'll have one more sprint, same story. Again, they'll keep on delivering it to the client.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Yeah, ma'am. So far I can understand from this slide. So, but there is I have one thing to be asked. So in my company, we having the sprint plan and everything. So, but in between that, we have some unplanned task, and we need that is a priority one. So, what we need to be do on the time? If unplanned task and priority task came in
Generally, we don't add new tasks to once the sprint is decided. We do not ask new tasks to the sprint. If you have any priority based tasks, you need to start another sprint, but you cannot add new tasks to the same sprint.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll add a new slide, but you cannot have the same sprint. Okay.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking. Sorry, can you come again?
Guys, we will not have a new sprint. We will not add new tasks to a sprint.
Okay. Okay, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. Hi. Hello. Hello.
Yes, please go ahead. Hello. 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 Yes, can you all hear my voice?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Breaking up.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Can you please explain the sprint backlog again?
Sprint backlog is nothing but what user stories you have under sprint is called as a sprint backlog.
And what is that point in one? There are A and B.
These are your tasks, user stories.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, guys. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have one question.
Yes,
so if there are any amendment or new task added, then it would be again added in product backlog, right? And then prioritization done as per the priority, and the product owner would be going to decide the priority for that new task, and accordingly that would be going to add in the sprint planning, and accordingly the sprint planning will work. So is it
Yes,
correct, or my
yes,
understanding
yes,
is?
yes, true,
Ma'am, I have a question.
yes.
So we take all the details from the product owner. So when
Hmm.
these details are taken, so which are the team that takes the detail from the product owner, and
The
is
Scrum team.
the Scrum team, and where does the BA fits in?
BA will be handling the, for example, let's assume you do the feasibility study, you should do the gap analysis, you should do SWOT, you should be using elicitation techniques to gather the requirements. So from product owner, directly don't put into product backlog, right? We also document, then we'll discuss all the BA activities done by the BA only.
Okay, okay. So
Okay.
after taking the requirements from the product owner, so these requirements are taken by the Scrum Master as well as the business analyst.
The Scrum team, even the
This-
developer, the Scrum team is also involved here.
The Scrum team, and then Scrum team breaks it down, in terms of responsibilities, and then it gets passed on to the BA.
What responsibilities, Smita?
As in how it is, how the project needs to be handled, and which are the tasks that needs to be done.
That is decided by the whole, that is the task, right? That is
Okay.
not responsibilities, that is handled
Yeah.
by the Scrum team.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Ma'am, Scrum team consisting of.
Developers, Scrum Master, Product Owner.
Okay.
Okay, guys, any other questions? Done. Okay, guys.
Hello.
Yes, Amit.
Can you show me a burn down chart, how to create a burn down chart? Because there's some problem, some inconsistency in the Jira tool. They
Once I
have
open
changed
the
their
Jira,
menu. They have
yeah.
changed their menu.
Hmm.
Okay, so the burn down charts are not exactly the same way that we have seen earlier.
Let me come to that. You need to wait, Amit, because it's the last element of the training. So once I explain them what is Jira, then I'll turn about burn down charts. Okay.
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 Please emphasize on that retrospective meeting. So when that
What, I'm
meeting
sorry?
happens, and what retrospective meeting.
Retrospective
last
meeting talks about what lessons you have learned in the sprint and what you want to not do or do for the next. What lessons you have learned in this sprint that you want to use for next sprints. That is discussed in retrospective.
Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Generally, so each day, how much hour we need to be add in the sprint? I know it's depends. I know it's depend upon organization, but on an average, if say for example, if company have 9 hours or working hours, on that like 1 hour or is lunch or break, 1 hour or 2 hours is lunch or break. So we need to add total 9 hours, and we need to explicitly mention 2 hours as break or lunch, or we need to just add this productive hours of 7 hours. How it should be done?
What you're talking about is the velocity of the team.
Like work planning. Yes.
You're talking about how many hours I'll spend on a user story.
Yes, ma'am. Each
That
day.
all depends on 8 hours. We want to eat 1 hour lunch or 15 minutes lunch. That is your personal stake.
Okay.
But again, we will calculate on 8 hours. Again, in reality, developer will not work on one user story only. Will work on parallel. So if you're calculating, and most importantly, in an organization, you'll never have one sprint. You'll have parallel sprints running. Okay. So if you want to say that in this sprint, I can only spend 3 hours. What are you doing for next remaining hours? I'll use it for other sprints.
Okay.
So that is how the Scrum Master calculate the velocity of the team.
Okay. So like I'm saying about the capacity.
That is velocity only. That is what capacity is velocity. That is the effort that a developer will put on a sprint, right? That is what your question is.
Yes, exactly.
That is what I'm saying. On 8 hours, they'll calculate, because 1 hour is what you'll have breaks, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. That's what I need to.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, for every sprint, we have to follow the 4 meetings, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Fine. So let's go to the next slide now. So this is the whole process what we follow in the Scrum, and this will be repetitive. Please note, it is repetitive. process. Okay, now going next slide. Please understand that once you have understood this sprint, let's talk about why do we use Jira. Now, please note, Jira is a project management tool. Now, what is a project management tool? Is nothing but what all you want to do, everything, creating this backlogs, creating the sprints, everything can be handled by Jira. Okay, please note, Jira earlier was called as a bug tracking software where we only used to track the bugs. Please note, in Jira, we will not resolve the bugs. We'll only track the status of the bug. Bug is nothing but an impediment or an issue, right? We will only track the bug using Jira. Okay, now, but now Jira can actually handle the complete project here. Okay, this Jira is being developed by a company called as Atlassian. It is an Australian-based company. They have many other products available, but mostly we will work on Jira, guys. Clear? Okay. So now let's see how do we work handle Jira. So guys, please note that Jira is an open software. Jira is an open software, which means you do not have any dependency on anybody to install Jira into your computer. It is an open source software. You can just go to your Google and type Jira, download Jira software, you will get the software. So most importantly, you don't have any dependency on COPD, neither on anybody to download or install Jira into your computer. So if you look at my PPT, everything is easily explained, guys. Like for example, I will just go to Google or any browser and you will say Jira software download. Once you type Jira software download, you will be getting that option where you can have to download the first one. Download Jira software server. Click on it. Okay. Once you click on that Jira software, okay, then you will all have an option to get it free. If you see here, right hand corner on the top, you will get it for free. Just click on that. Okay, you can click on that. Once you click on get it for free, then you have to select, is it Confluence or Jira Service Management? And from there, now I'll explain you using the Jira tool, guys, which will do it right now. Okay, just a minute. Let me open here.
Ma'am, can we get this PPT?
Yes, it is there in the document section of your portal.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, guys. Okay, guys. So this is mine. Can you all see my Google page, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay. So
ma'am.
now what will I
Yes,
do is
ma'am.
I'll just say Jira software download. Okay. Just I'm following. So here I have this Jira. I will click on it. As I told you, this is handled by Atlassian, right? This is Jira official site. So here I will go to the right hand corner and I will say get it free. Okay, now guys, please note what is Confluence and Jira Service Management is. Confluence is nothing but an extra product provided to us by Atlassian, where you can have or you can save your documentation, your notes and everything. Okay, if an organization is purchasing, it is their option. They can also select Confluence because this is the place where they'll only save their documents. Only for documentation purpose, they will use Confluence. Okay. So, but for now, yes.
Like SharePoint in Microsoft, right?
No. This Confluence is where whatever documents related to this project, I can purchase this and I can put all of them here, so that everybody has one place to save and store. SharePoint is nothing but you're sharing here. All the documents will be sitting in a very secured place.
Like OneDrive's like.
More like OneDrive, yeah. Something where we can put the documentation. And one good thing about this Jira is in Confluence, you also have that category because Jira knows what kind of documentation the project uses. So they have such categories. It's very easy to, just put them there. If you get a chance, look into it when you go to organization, it's very good way, minutes of the meeting, we have one folder or already there. You have initial phase 1, phase 2, sprint 1 documents, sprint 2 documents, like that. The Jira itself has divided the segregated the areas. It's very easy to, save your documentation there. Clear? So we'll select the service request, guys, and I'll select it. And I'll go to next. Okay. So now please connect with Google or anything. I will just take this thing. Okay, guys. So I already have an account here. I will log in. But if you don't have an account, guys, please, you can take it from there. Okay. Create an account. Okay, guys. So I have to just put a name to my site. Okay. It is already taken. I will take one. So I have this. I'll say agree. Okay, guys. So you can skip this question. Okay. I will skip this and I want to say I will also skip this question. And I can also skip this question, guys. Now this is where I will come. Okay, it is uploading. Just let's give us some time.
Ma'am, it's asking your site what I need to mention there.
You can put some number. And guys, one very good thing. Yeah, please do not do your Jira with me. Please, once the session is over, you can handle it, because if I start doing, if you guys do it, you won't listen to me and you'll not understand anything. My sincere recommendation is listen to what I'm saying. After the session is over, you can practice this. Clear?
Ma'am, just one question to log in into this Jira software. So we can create our own account, right? Like
Yes.
Gmail, right?
Yes,
So
yes, of course.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. So guys, here you have two templates given here. So Kanban and Scrum. So it will be popularly, it is used for Kanban, but we'll take Scrum. So make sure this is a very important stage, guys. Make sure you select the right template. Do not select the right template, you won't be able to do your project. So please select Scrum and go to next. Okay. Now I'll just give one project name. I will take it as probably library management system. I will take library management system and I will create a project. So here the Scrum is already selected. We are good to go. Okay, it is team managed. It is called as LMS and I will create a project. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. Now these are some of the tools that is given to us by the Jira. Okay. You
Ma'am,
can
what is LMS?
learn the library management system shortcut.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so this is the project, guys. So please note, this is where you will start working on your complete Jira project, guys. So whatever this is library management system, that is the software project. So basically, what is the roadmap? Roadmap is just like a Gantt chart which talks about your whole project status. Okay, you can have today's tasks, you can have weekly, you can have monthly, you can also have quarterly. It's just the roadmap, just to know where you are, which stage you are in, so on and so forth. It's just a roadmap. In waterfall, we call this more like Gantt chart, but here we call it more like a roadmap. Okay, guys. So this is your backlog. So guys, if you notice, Jira has already given me sprint 1. Okay, but directly I cannot add it to the sprint, right? I have to first add it to the backlog, right? Now, please note in Jira, a user story is called as an issue. Everything here is called as an issue because it was originally a bug tracking tool, right? So here in Jira, we call user stories as issues and we will be adding the issues now. Okay, so and another important note, whenever you want to start a sprint, make sure you minimum at least have 3 user stories minimum. Okay, make sure there are at least 3 user stories minimum to start a sprint. Without that, you cannot start a sprint. Clear? So we'll start creating issues now. The first issue, as a librarian, I want to log in so that I can generate a weekly report. Okay, I will enter. As a student, I want to log in so that I can borrow a book. As a professor, I want to log in so that I can add books to the course. Okay. As a student, I want to select a payment option so that I can complete the, or so that I can register the book under my name. Okay, guys, as a librarian, I want to open students list so that I can view the number of active students for this quarter. Okay, guys, like that we will create the user stories, guys. Okay, as I told you earlier, I have to now put them into the sprint, guys.
Hello.
Ma'am, 1 second.
In one
Yes, 1
backlog,
minute.
how many user stories we can create?
Sorry, in the backlog we can have hundreds and hundreds of user stories. But in a sprint minimum, we should have 3 user stories.
So it is compulsory to create 100 user stories.
Where in a product backlog?
Yeah.
No, you can have many user stories in product backlog.
Okay.
There would be 1,000, 100,000 also.
Okay.
Product backlog will have n number of user stories. There is no limitation to it. But to start a sprint, we need 3 user stories. Okay.
The stories need not be connected, right? It doesn't have to be connected. It can be anything, right?
Product backlog, no. Product backlog don't have to be connected. Because it is like a big list. Simple way, a product backlog can be considered more like your wardrobe, guys. In your wardrobe, you have clothes, you have jewelry, you have your pens and your important things. They're not connected to each other, but they're in a safe place. Just like backlog. They're in a safe place. Okay, guys, fine?
Ma'am, so we needs to create, business analyst needs to prioritize which task needs to be taken up on the sprint, right?
No, just Scrum team, Kiran, because business analyst does not have technical knowledge, right? If you remember, I told you in sprint planning meeting, the Scrum team will sit and discuss how many user stories must come into what sprint, right?
Yes.
So it's not business analyst who decides on this. Okay, so guys, now that I have created certain user stories, what will I do? I will just drag. If you notice, I have created 3 login related user stories. just for our understanding. So what will I do? I will drag it to sprint 1. I'm just dragging and dropping there, guys. Please note, I'm just dragging and dropping the user stories. Okay, guys, I'm just dragging and dropping the user stories. Okay, now I can start the sprint. Now, guys, if you note, if you remember in the workshop and every place, it's clearly told that epics are optional. Please note what is an epic. Epic is a bigger user story. Epic can have smaller tasks or smaller user stories under it. Like for example, login can be an epic. Register can be an epic. Payment can be an epic. Search can be an epic. So under this bigger features, you can have smaller user stories. Don't you agree? So that is called as an epic. Now, not every project will have an epic. Not every project can have an epic. So, but user stories are compulsory. Epics are optional, which is why if you notice in Jira, I'm able to directly write a user story. There's no compulsion that I need to prepare an epic and a user story. Okay, but for your understanding, I'll create one new epic, guys. Here, I can go to epic and I will activate the panel and I will create one epic. So I will say it as login is one epic. Registration is another epic. Payment can be another epic. And if you want, you can add, or else you can just remove it, guys. Clear so far? Okay. So now I will start the sprint. Okay, you can edit the sprint because I did not start the sprint yet. You can edit the sprint or you can delete the sprint, but you cannot do it after you start the sprint. Please note, before I start the sprint, I can edit and delete, but after I start, I cannot do anything as such. Clear? So now I will start the sprint. So guys, if you look here, I can rename the sprint name. Okay, I can manually put the information. I can have 1 week sprint, 2 weeks, 3, 4. I can also custom start date, end date. I can put and I can close it. Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
I just want to know what exactly is epic.
Epic is a bigger feature. Big feature which has smaller user stories underneath is called as an epic. Okay. So guys, you can also have a sprint goal. Probably what your sprint goal can be is I want to deliver this feature in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever, guys. Again, this is also not a mandatory field for you to start a sprint. If you do not have a sprint goal for now, do not worry. I just am showing it for your understanding, guys. Okay, I will start. Now, if you notice, I have directly come to the board. From the backlog, I have come to the board. Now, this is called as a user story board. Okay, if you notice, this user story board has different categories. To do is wherein we did not start working on that user story. In progress is where it has already begun. And done is where we have completed the user story. Now, you all can ask me a question, ma'am. Where did we write the acceptance criteria for the user story? We did not. Right? So now what will I do? I will double click on this user story and this will open. So guys, now this is a very, very important element here. Please pay attention. I can add an epic here. Okay, I will add my login epic here. Okay, that is again optional. If you have any documentation, if you want to attach any wireframes, if you want to attach any other documents for better understanding of this user story, you can attach it here. Okay. Now, what is the child issue is, let's assume you have dependencies. For this user story, there are some dependencies. Like for example, guys, don't you agree that for me to log in, registration is compulsory, the feature must be there? Don't you agree? Right? So please understand that if your user story has any dependencies or anything, you will have to add that child issue here. Or if I have to work on this user story, something else must have been completed earlier. That kind of things you can add so that the stakeholders or the team is aware. Okay, this is where it has been stop or start. Now, what is an issue? If you want to connect any issue or any other user story with it, you can do that, guys. Clear so far? So you have any dependence or anything, you can keep adding it here. Okay, now this is the description, where this description will compulsory must have an acceptance criteria. So please understand that every user story must have an acceptance criteria. That is compulsory. Okay, without acceptance criteria, you cannot take this user story forward. Now, in reality, generally this is not taught to us in the workshop, but with my experience, this acceptance criteria is a very, very, very important element of a user story, and it has three things in it. First one is called as a basic flow. The second one is called as an alternate flow. And the third one is called as an exceptional flow. If you remember, we have done this in our use case activity diagrams and specs. Because we don't have specs here, we will do this like this, guys. Now, basically, what is a basic flow? I want to log in so that I can add books to the course. For that, what do I need? Open the home page. Okay. Enter the username and password. Okay. View the account page. Okay, then what will I say here? Then click on the course name. Click on add new books. Select from the drop down. And click on submit. So basically, this is the happy path. Don't you agree? As a professor, I want to add books to this course, right? This is what I have done. Any questions so far, guys? Anyone?
No, ma'am.
Done. So now what is an alternate flow? See here in alternate flow, I will enter my home page and also enter my username and password that is there. Now, if the username is incorrect, if the username or password is incorrect, report to the administration librarian. Okay. If you are unable to find the books, I said add the books, but if the books are not available, what will I do? Then report to the librarian. Okay. If I am not able to, then if you're not able to find books, search and then select. I can eventually add books. If I'm able not see here, okay, I'll remove this and put an exception. If the password is incorrect. Start again by entering the phone number. Let's see. Okay. If you're unable to find the books, search and then select, and then add the books to the menu. Select the books. And click submit. Are you all able to understand what I've done with alternate flow is? What is alternate flow? Alternate flow is, if I'm unable to find new books, what will I do? I will go search, add them, and then I will select. If I'm not able to log in using username, I will again log in through another mean, which is phone number. That is called as an alternate flow. Eventually, I'm able to add the books. Now, what is exceptional flow? If username and password incorrect, upon trying, report to the admin. Okay. If unable to add books. So if you're not able to do anything, even happy, basic flow is not working, alternate flow is not working, what else can I do? I have to report to the admin and close it because I'm not able to add my books, right? So guys, please note, whenever you're writing an acceptance criteria, it's very important to make sure your acceptance criteria is very detailed in nature, because I have seen a lot of students who come for nurturing that they just write 2 or 3 lines. That is not how an acceptance criteria must be written. it should be very detailed. Tomorrow, a lay person reads your user story, he or she should understand without coming to you for help. That is how detailed your acceptance criteria must be there. Okay, guys. Now, who will give me this acceptance criteria? Please note, we can definitely connect with the product owner to get this information on acceptance criteria. If you do not know all this, you can directly connect with him and then he will give you the requirements. Accordingly, you will write the acceptance criteria. Clear, guys? So that's very, very important. Now, there are certain optional elements that you can add to your user story, and those optional points are called as definition of ready and definition of done. So basically, what is definition of ready? Definition of ready is nothing but a list which will say that your user story is completed, guys. So now I have a user story. I'm working on this acceptance criteria. Very good. But how do I know this user story is successfully completed? Who will tell me? So by going through the checklist of DOR and DOD, I can clearly understand that my user story has been completed. That is called as DOR and DOD. And please know, this is optional, guys. Not every project we have this. It is very much optional. So you don't have to worry. But compulsory acceptance criteria must be there in a user story. Okay. Now, if there are any changes to it, they can keep on adding in the comments. Okay, fine. It is clear. Now,
what is a DOD, madam?
Definition of done.
And when we consider it is done?
By going through a checklist, we will have a checklist there. For DOD, we'll have a checklist. If the checklist is being completed, then which means the user story is completed.
Okay, if that user story is completed, our checklist is checked out, we will say the definition of done.
No, definition of done only will have the checklist.
Definition
Sometimes
done.
what happens is we prepare this checklist before we start the user story. And we'll just go through that user checklist. That's it. If all the points of the checklist has been cleared, which means the definition of done is ready. And you can deliver it to the client.
Okay.
Clear, guys, all of you? Okay. So here you will have to assign it to somebody, guys. You can either assign it to self or assign it to anybody else. Then you'll just check. Story point estimate is nothing but the complexity points. So basically, how many hours a developer will spend on this, okay, will be mentioned here. This discussion will happen in a sprint planning meeting only. In Jira, you'll only enter that number and you'll say yes. So 5 is nothing but 5 hours. Clear, guys? Are we all clear with this user story? Then I will save it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, guys, so like that, I will keep on creating my user stories. Are we all good, guys? So like that, once I finish my user stories, then let's assume that it is assigned to me. I will work on that user story and accordingly, I will just drag and drop the progress. So by 2 weeks or whatever, all my user stories must be completed, which means I have to finish my definition of ready. Definition of done might not be completed because we have only finished the sprint. We haven't checked yet. Okay, certain projects may, what they do is, they will check the DOR here only. Once they're sending it to done, which means your DOR, DOD, everything is checked and we're ready to give it to the client. Clear so far, guys? So this is how you will be working on your user stories in the span of 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Any questions, anybody?
Clear, ma'am.
All clear, guys, all of you?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
I did not understand that, ma'am, in progress and
basically in progress is, let's assume I did not start this user story. Okay, it will be in to do. Now I started working on that user story. As a developer, I started working on those user story. So what will I do? I will put this into in progress stage. Okay, now here to say that I have completed my work, what will I do? I will check my DOR, no? Definition ready. Right, I will make sure that
Yeah.
all checklist is closed or cleared, all the point that I mentioned is cleared. If I feel that I have done on all the work based on this user story, I will drop it to the done stage, which means I have done with my work. Over. Now, once the user stories are in the done stage, which means we will complete the sprint and we will send it for testing. And it will be delivered to the client.
Hello.
Yes.
But as a business analyst, we don't need to do this, right?
If there are any user stories that are related to or assigned to you, will do it, no?
Yeah. But the development thing that we won't do, no?
Development we won't.
Yeah. Okay.
Ma'am, hello.
Yeah.
Ma'am, in our Azure boards, actually, we having this concept of committed instead of to do. So I just need to know what is it to do. In Azure boards, we say like what are the user story we are going to take up this sprint and what we are currently working that will be in progress, and the user story will be taking up in this sprint also will be in that committed, or else is the same as to do, or how it?
Yes, of course, right? You can also change, you can edit whatever language you want to do. If you don't want this, change it to committed.
Okay.
Certain companies do it as per their convenience. To do is something that you have not started working on.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, okay guys, clear? Now that all my user stories are sitting in the completed, I will complete the sprint.
One question.
Yeah.
How we can track the in progress?
How can we
track?
You can go to the board and you can view it there only, no? You can see it here.
Okay.
And if you want to know where it is, you have daily stand-up meetings, no?
Yeah.
From there you can track. You can know why is it not started, what is it, where is it the problem and all that. Are we all clear, guys? So again, if you go to this backlog,
one more question, ma'am.
Yeah.
On the board, we are looking at our to-do task and in progress task, to do done task. But if I want to see whole team's task, how they are progressing, so can I see that here?
You can go to roadmap. That is only given access to Scrum Master. As a team, as a Scrum team, you only will handling your own thing, right? Scrum Master can view the whole team's user stories.
Yes, I got it, but who needs to follow up this sprint updation each and every day? Scrum Master?
Scrum Master.
Okay.
Okay, the Scrum Master is the person who have access of roadmap, and he is able to see team's progress. And on individual basis, we can see our progress, our tasks.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Yes, guys. So this is again a board like that. You will be keep on. So basically, again, you will add more users to this year. You keep on adding to the sprint like that. You will keep on finishing the sprints. That is what your Jira can do. Okay, guys. Once you go to the roadmap, you can see. For this login, this is where I am right now. This is the stage. I have put the weeks one stage, sprint 2. So that we have started the sprint 2. Like that, we can have a understanding of where the project is and is it completed on time and so on and so on. So now, guys, the last element of the Jira here is nothing but to look at the reports as well. Okay, to look at your reports, you need to activate the panel just like I have done for Epic. You need to also activate the reports panel, guys. For that, you need to go to project settings. Just a second. Excuse me. You'll go to the project settings. You'll go to the features. Here you will see these reports. If you all can see the reports, you will activate it and then you will come back. Again, once you activate it, you can again come back to the project and then you will see the reports. Do you all see this here, guys? Is it clear for all of you? So you go to your settings, features, reports, and you come here. Now, once I come to the reports, you can see all the different types of reports, guys. You have a burn up report, a sprint burn down chart, a velocity report, cumulative flow diagram, cycle time report, and so on and so forth. So now, as a Scrum team, I might not use all of them because Jira also handles Kanban, right? So first Scrum, I might not need all of that. So I will concentrate on the burn down report. Now, what is a burn down chart? Burn down chart is nothing but how much of work has been completed. Okay, the completed work is what I want to show in a burn down chart, and the remaining work is generally shown in the burn up. Okay, guys. So here, one more thing what I can do is I can also change what estimation field I want. So here I have taken the story points. If you notice, I have just put the story points for only one user story that is completed because I've said 5. Right. So if you want to take a report with another, see, I have started from here. I had so many issues. How many issues have been completed? By the end of the 25th June, all my user stories have been completed, which is why the line is going down. Are you all able to understand, guys, what is a burn down chart? So I have started with 5. By this June 25th, my user stories have been completed. So I'll go to 0. Clear so far, guys, what is a burn down chart? I can also get the history of from here also. I can get a history from here also. Let's see this. So how I am doing, I will know it. Now for the burn up chart, what can I do? Same thing. If I want to know how many remaining work is there, for us, the remaining work is completed, right? So it starts from 0 and will go top. For burn down, it will start from the top and will come down. That is the only difference here, guys. Okay. Are you all clear with what is burn up report and a burn down report, guys?
Ma'am, I have confusion. Both charts are saying the same thing.
No, yes, same though, but again, completed versus remaining.
Just the visualization is different.
Different.
Coming from upside to down, and another is going from downside to up.
Because I have from in a burn up, I'm starting from 0 to top, which means today I have started 0. And I'm doing my work, right? By 25th, I have completed this work. So there is no remaining work. In a burn down chart, what will I do? I will take these issues or my issue count. I have 3 issues. I'll start from the top and I'll come down. So as I am going through the days, I will finish my work.
Yes.
Right? That is burned down.
Down.
Your work is burning down.
Yes. Okay.
And burn up means it's going up.
It's going up because I start off with 0. Yes, from it is going, the work will increase.
Okay.
As your days are going.
Easy.
Yeah. Clear, guys?
Yes, but
Yes,
in
ma'am.
burn up chart, we are not clear with whether our tasks are done or not.
You will know it, no? In a burn up chart, if your report is going top, which means it is completed. If it is not completed, it will stop somewhere in the middle.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Got it, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, guys, clear so far? So what you can do is as a part of your assignment, once session is over, once you get some free time, please spend some time on Jira. Try to practice because I've only done on one user story, one sprint. Please create multiple sprints and start practicing because it's a very important tool, guys. If you go to organizations, you will be working on such tools. Clear, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, guys. So this is all about Jira. It's a very simple tool, guys. Just start practicing on it and you will get a very good hands-on understanding on this tool, guys. So now if you have any questions, I'm open to answer those questions, guys. And if you have no questions, then we can call it a day and start practicing. And if you have any other questions, please join doubt clarification session on daily basis. Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, yes, go ahead.
Ma'am, so you mentioned that user story needs to be created. Business analyst we need to create. My question is: so once the user story is created, developers needs to add the task, or VAs needs to add the task?
Which task?
I mean, whichever. Say for example, you mentioned login on that we have multiple user stories. So if you are taking that user story to this sprint, so developers also needs to add their task on that, right?
No, the Scrum team will do the discussion. Developers will start working on those user stories. They will not add.
Okay, ma'am.
The Scrum team will discuss and it will be assigned to the concerned user stories, so to the developers.
Okay, the same as for the QA bugs, the same, right?
Bugs will be handled by testing. Again, that's another login. That's another different phase that will be handled by the testing team. It's only till development.
Okay, ma'am. So testing count will be added in separate or
Yes,
how it will be
another,
handled?
because that is another, no, we have this only for your project management. What you're doing is project management. There is another bug tracking
Okay.
page also that is handled by the tester, that we won't even touch it because they'll only track the bugs in that, the bug tracking scenario.
Okay. Even the bug fixing also will be in that part.
In Jira only, yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, Amit.
Regarding that burn down chart, how do
Hmm.
we create a burn down chart for the project? Not the sprint, the entire project.
You need to prepare the user stories, you need to prepare the sprints, and automatically the report is created, Amit. We
No,
don't
but
prepare separately.
the project burn down chart is not available.
Don't worry, product burn down chart is nothing but bigger user stories. All sprints together is product burn down only, no?
Yes, correct. But we don't see any option in Jira for that.
No, we don't have it in Jira. That feature is not there in Jira.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
This user acceptance story that will be created by the Scrum team. This
That will be
basic
written by
flow-
a Scrum team, given to you by the product owner. The input is given to you by the product owner, but
Yeah.
written by the Scrum team.
So the
And
basic
who will execute it, ma'am?
The development team.
No, ma'am, the basic flow, the alternate flow, and all these things would be given by the Scrum team,
Product owner.
product owner. Okay, and how does it get assigned to the BA?
BA, if it is a functional project user story, just like it is getting assigned to a developer, if
Yeah.
BA is involved, is required, it will be assigned to him. Like, for
Okay.
example, let's assume for a user story, I need to do gap analysis. That's a dependency. It will be
Mhm.
assigned to a BA. He has to work on it, he will attach it there, and then he can assign it to developer.
Okay, got it.
That user story has some certain BA ka task. It will assign to a BA. He will do it and he will reassign to the product. Sorry, to the developer. Like that, it will happen.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, Amit.
Yeah, how do we share this report to other people?
We can you in an organization you will have this login access to others also, Amit. They can also view it from there.
No,
Or
not
else
I
for
mean
our
like
capstone projects, take a picture of it and paste it there.
not exactly. Like suppose I have to share this with a stakeholder or somebody else in the organization who doesn't have access to this Jira.
Take an image of it and send it to them through email.
Okay, there is no export option out there.
You can do that.
Sure.
Okay, guys, any other questions?
Ma'am, how I can practice this means what will I have to do first? And
Just like the way I have created library management system, right? You can create any application.
okay.
You can prepare any application, Swiggy or Zomato or Myntra, any application, start preparing user stories. Okay.
Okay.